Okay, guys, let's get started. So in today's session, we will see how to configure the iOS enrollment. Can you give me control, Kyla? Okay, so let's go to the Intune portal. Um, this is Azure portal, Intune. Now in Intune, we have devices and then iOS, iPad, and then iOS, iPad enrollment. So right now, all these options are disabled because the prerequisite is needed. We need to have this Apple MDM push certificate. Who will give us the certificate? It's Apple who is going to give us the certificate. So let's click on this one and we have to follow these steps. There are 5 steps which will help us to create Apple MDM push certificate. So I need to check this box. I agree. That's the first one. Then I need to click on this download your CSR. So we downloaded the CSR. Then create your MDM push certificate. That's gonna take you to Apple website and you can type in your Apple ID. Do you have Apple ID, Kyla? If yes, you can try that. If no, then I will type in my Apple ID. Hmm, okay. You can also create your Apple ID from here. You have option to create yours now. It's free of cost. Now I'm gonna type in my Apple ID. So organization will use their organization Apple ID. Okay. We will never use the personal Apple ID in organization. Okay, I'm gonna click on create a certificate. I have I need to accept this one and then upload the CSR file which we downloaded. So let's upload that choose file and download folder download. So this is the one. Okay, and upload. So when you upload this, it is going to give us the certificate. So let's download the certificate now. So we have now downloaded the certificate. Let me close this. So we will now type in the point number 4, the Apple ID. So I have used this Apple ID. Okay, and then push certificate. This is the one which we have received from Apple. Okay, and then upload. So these are 5 steps which will help you to upload the certificate. So that is done. Okay, as you see, it is active. The serial number of the certificate is this one, and it will get expired next year. Every year you have to replace the certificate. Okay, so that is done. Now, once that is done, you will now be able to ask user to do the enrollment. So they can use QR code method, or they can download company portal Just like we downloaded company portal on Android device, same concept. Download company portal and do the enrollment. Okay. So after the device is enrolled, we can create compliance policies. I don't have any Apple device, otherwise I would have shown that to you. So I'm gonna click on this create policy. So for iOS, iPad, it's the same concept, create and type in iOS compliance policy. Next. So depends on you what all things you would like to configure here. You can configure the email. Okay. Then jailbroken device block. Then device property, minimum OS version, maximum you can define, Windows Defender, system security. You have many options here. So suppose password is needed. Okay. Simple password block. Minimum length of the password should be 8 character. Required password type alphanumeric. Number of character, let's say 2. Screen lock, 1 minute. Screen lock, screen will lock out. Maximum minute. Okay. Maximum minute after screen lock before the password is recovered. Maximum minute inactivity. Okay, inactivity. Then password expiration. Every 60 days the password will get expired. Number of previous password, user cannot use the last 3 password. Now here we can add the restricted application. Suppose we don't want user to install any restricted application like uh, BitTorrent application or some USB debugging application, right? So some applications which are unauthorized application, you can give the Apple ID of those applications so that if those applications are found in the device, then it will mark the device as non-compliant. Okay. Next, 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 and create. So I'm not assigning this to anybody because we don't have any iOS device right here. So this is how we deploy compliance policies. Then for configuration profile, let's go back to the configuration profile here and create a new policy. And here we can choose the setting catalog or template, depends on you. So setting catalog, create iOS configuration. Setting catalog. Next. Just like in Windows, we have already seen similar concept here, add setting, and we can block, unblock some of the things. For example, AirPlay. What is this AirPlay? Okay, device ID, password. Okay, so you can give configure AirPlay payload to define AirPlay setting on the device just as performing password and okay. So basically, you can configure AirPlay. Okay, by using this option. Printing. Let's say what is this there in the printing? All printing printers. Okay, we can enable that one. Then we have restrictions. Allow chat, allow camera, depends on you. Okay, so I have chosen these options. Let me close it. Next. So the field A for device ID is required. Okay, so we have to give the device ID. Let me delete this one because I don't have the device ID. IP. Edit the rule. For example, I'm randomly typing the IP address. Okay. Okay, so we have to give the details accordingly. Device ID is still there. Let me just remove this. Next, next, and then you can assign it to the group. Next and finish. So this is how we can configure the profile, and the profile what we have chosen here that will get applied to the device. Now we will see the template. So new policy, template. Okay. Device restriction template, for example. Next. And then there are many options available to enable or disable some of the things. For example, um, cloud storage. I don't want user to store anything in iCloud. So block manage app from storing data in iCloud. Block backup. Block this one, right? Block iCloud. Okay. So I'm just blocking these things randomly. Next, and you can assign it to the device or user. Next and create. Okay. So if you have Apple devices, then you can test it. Now then you have update policies for iOS. So update policy when the devices will get updated. Okay. So create profile and then iOS update policy. And then next. So which update should it install? The latest one or the specific update? So there are many versions. So I would choose latest update and when it should do the update. So at a scheduled time. Okay. So you can define the setting that it should happen only on Sunday. Start time at 1 a.m. in the midnight and it should complete within 5-6 hours. So till 6 a.m. in the morning. Between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. it should get completed. Okay. UTC time or the time which you would like to choose, you can choose it here. Next, and then assign it to the devices and then create. Are you guys clear with this one? Hmm?
Yes, Karthik.
Yes.
So we have seen the iOS one. Now we are going to see the Mac devices. So let's go to devices and Mac OS. So when you upload the certificate, that certificate is for iOS devices plus Mac devices both. Okay, so you don't have to add extra certificate here. So when you click on this Mac OS enrollment, is the same thing. If you click on Apple MDM push certificate, see it's already there. It's the same serial number. Okay, so it's already there. So we don't have to add additional certificate. Okay, and same kind of policies you can create the compliance policies, and then configuration profile you can create from here. Shell script, here you have to, in Windows we have PowerShell script, here we have Linux shell script. You can deploy shell script to the devices. You can add custom attribute here to get the inventory of the devices and update policies for Mac OS. The same kind of update policy what we have done it for iOS devices. So let me go next and see. So critical update, firmware update, configuration file update, and allow other update. And when it should do the update at a scheduled time or outside the scheduled time, depends on you. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Then when you go to the devices, you have Chrome OS. Chrome OS is for Chromebook. You know, now you are getting laptop with Chrome operating system. So this is still in preview phase, but it's still working, right? If you have Chrome OS, you can also enroll Chrome OS and see the Chrome OS devices here. You cannot deploy policies and profiles on Chrome OS. You can only see the devices, list of devices that are Chrome OS. Okay. Then Linux boxes, you can also add some Linux boxes. You need to enroll Linux boxes, and you can deploy compliance policies and configuration script to the Linux boxes. Okay, all good, guys, everyone.
Yes.
Now in tenant administration, when you go to this, sorry, troubleshooting plus support. If you are troubleshooting uh, the issues for any user, you can have any user, for example, um, Sultan. You need to choose the device. Okay, and then this is a dashboard kind of thing which gives you the information what all policies you have applied. So 28 policies you have applied and one is not applicable, rest everything is compliant. Compliance policies, 6 compliant and 1 not applicable. Application, 19 installed, 2 available to install, right? App protection policy, how many device, and role and scope. Okay, if you go would like to go by the specific sections like device section, groups, policies, application, that will give you more information. This is needed for troubleshooting, just to let just to know whether what all applications are deployed to the device, what all policies are deployed. Okay, guys. Now I wanted to show you how to block the uh, copy of corporate data into the personal device. Okay, so for that I will have to show it to you on my Intune portal because you don't have any. Do you have any Android device here? No, I don't see any Android device. Okay, so give me 1 minute. Let me bring my Android device. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. So let me know when you see my screen. You guys can see the screen, everyone? Hmm?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, guys.
Okay, so we have to restrict the data, corporate data, because on personal device, user, what user will do, user will copy the email content and send it to his personal Gmail account, right? So then it will be a data breach. So how we can prevent that one? So we need to go to the apps and then app protection policies, and let me see if I have already created any policies for that. Okay, I'm gonna create a new policy that will give you more understanding. So create and so I'm going to create a policy for Android device. Since I have Android, you can do it for iOS as well. So Android data restriction policy, and then next. Now, either you would like to protect all the application or only Microsoft application or core Microsoft application, depends on you. I'm gonna protect uh, I can select the application from here as well. So no public app selected. Let me click on this select public app, right? You have many options here. So suppose you can protect Outlook. So you can choose Outlook, Teams, right? Then Word, Excel. So I've chosen these applications. These will be protected, right? The data inside these will get protected. Next, backup organization data to Android backup services. No, I don't want user to um, backup the data. So block. Send organization data to other app. No, none. Okay. No, not none. Because if you choose none, then a user will not be able to copy data from Outlook to Teams as well. So only within the corporate or application, it should get copied. You know, user if user is trying to copy something from Outlook and pasting it in Word document, the office, the work profile. So within work profile, it can be copied. So I'm going to choose policy managed apps. Okay. Now save. 1 minute. Okay. Save copies of organization data. So if you wanna save, you can save. Otherwise, you can block it. Okay. So I'm gonna block that one. Allow user to save copies of the selected services only within OneDrive. User cannot save it on local storage or SharePoint, only within one drive user can store. Okay. Transfer telecommunication data to, no. Dialer app, receive data from other apps, receive data from other app, all app, that's okay. Restrict copy, cut copy and paste between other apps. So between policy managed app, it will work. Policy managed app with paste in, that's okay. Cut and paste character, okay. Screen capture with and Google Assistant. So if you would like to block the screen capture, you can block it. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Approve keyboard. That's okay. Encrypt. I don't want to encrypt, okay, because it's my personal device. Sync policy, data with native app, allow printing. No, I don't want the printing feature to be enabled. User will not be able to print. Restrict web app. Okay, so rest everything will be as it is. So the main option what we have chosen is this one, the send organization data to other. So only within the policy managed app, and then save copy. No, then user will be able to save it only on OneDrive. Restrict copy paste within the policy managed applications. Next, now here we have option to choose pin, configure the pin credential require that user must meet to access any work content. If user is accessing any work content, it will ask, user will be prompted to enter the pin, right? So pin to access require, pin numeric, simple pin allow, select minimum pin length 4 character is okay. Biometric instead, biometric instead of pin access. Block it or allow it. Okay, block. Pin reset after a number of days, no. App pin when the device pin is set. If not required, app pin does not need to be used to access. Okay, so if the device pin is set, then another app pin will. So app pin when device pin is set, not required. Okay. Work or school account credential for access, not needed. Recheck. That's okay. Next. Uh, so this is the default setting. Maximum pin attempts. If user is typing 5 wrong pin 5 times, incorrect pin, then it will ask the user to reset the pin. Offline grace period. Suppose the device is offline, not connected to the internet, user will be able to access Outlook or Word on his mobile up to 720 minutes. After that, it will block access. Offline, if user is using the device for 90 days without internet connectivity, then it will wipe the data. You know, Mm, user will not be able to access the data anymore after 90 days. Jailbroken rooted device block access. Next assignment, let me apply it to my user, and that is going to be, do I have Android user? Let me apply application protection policy, select next and create. Yes. Now let me see who is part of that group. So I have deployed this policy to app protection policy group. This one, member, no member is there. Let me add the member manually. Irfan. Right now, Irfan is the one who is using that device. Yeah. So this policy is going to be applied only on this user. Hmm. Policy is now applied to this user. Now, if I go back to the apps and app protection policy, the one which I created earlier, let me see what was the policy I created. Is it matching or not? This is the old one. Okay, so Excel block. Okay, let's go back to the policy which we have created just now. This is the one. And the assignment, yes, application protection policy. Okay, now I will verify what is happening on my device. So let me go to my device and synchronize the policy. Sync. I'm also syncing from the device itself. Okay, let's see what happens. Setting, sync. Okay, so I am getting a pop-up when I'm opening Outlook. It is asking me get access. Your organization protects data in this app. You might need to set some things up to access your work. Let me share my mobile screen. That will give you more clear picture. Okay, so 1 minute. Hopefully you can see the screen, guys, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to access my work data now. So this is the first time I'm opening the work data. Let me open Outlook, for example. So it's saying your organization protects data. You need to click on continue. See, it's asking me to set a pin. Why? Because we have chosen that option. Give me 1 minute, guys. Somebody's there. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry, took some time. Okay, so now it's asking me we have to set a pin to access worker data. Set a pin. So I'm gonna set a pin. For example, 1 2 3 4 and okay. 1 2 3 4. Okay. Now I'm able to access my Outlook, but let's see if I try to copy something from here, what will happen? Now let me try to copy the data of my work email. So I copied. Now I'm gonna go to Gmail and compose a new email. You see, what does it say? Your organization's data cannot be pasted here. Are you guys getting it? Hmm?
Yes, Karthik.
This kind of policy you can create on iOS as well and Mac devices as well. Okay. Now within the app, now if I have some data here, for example, I type some data here. Okay. I can copy from here into my work. Suppose I copy this one. Okay. And go to my Outlook. New email. So from personal to corporate, I can do it. Paste. You see, from personal to corporate, I can do it. But from corporate to personal, I cannot. Now within the application, within the work application, can I do it? Let me see. Suppose I copy this one, right? And now I'm gonna go to my different application. So let me open um okay, so I actually do not have let me try to do it on OneDrive. Allow. Create account. No. Okay. Now if I try to create a file here, can I create a Word document? Yes. Not now. Oh, I will have to. Okay, let me open document. Can I edit? Okay, for some reason it is not letting me to edit this file. Um, okay, so I'll have to install. So basically, you need to understand that we will not be able to copy. We will be able to copy within these this workspace, right? So suppose if I go to my Play Store, for example, and try to paste here, I'll be able to paste it. Do I have option to paste? Yes. You see, your organization data cannot be pasted. Okay, so here as well, I am not able to paste it. But if I have some applications, let me install Teams here. You see, continue. It will ask me to set pin, I think. You have made some updates. Okay, got it. Okay. I'm gonna try copying something from here. Um, I'll paste it here. For example, I'm gonna paste. You see, I'm able to paste it. So if you are copying within the workspace, you can do that, but outside the workspace, you cannot do that. Okay. Plus, one more thing I wanted to show you that if I download some attachment, let me open Outlook. If I download attachment, it will not let me download on my device. For example, I'm gonna download attachment. You see, what does it say? It says cannot save the last one. Cannot save to device. Okay. Let me click on storage account and I'm gonna choose my email address. So it is saving in my OneDrive. Replace. Okay. It is now saved in OneDrive. Now, if I go to the OneDrive and try to print the file, let me see if I can do that. Suppose this is the file I need to print. Do I have option to print? Yes, print. Printing feature is available. Looks like it's gonna take some more time for the policy to apply because this option should not come in. Ah, yeah, there you go. You see the printing option is not working. If I try to print here and choose this print option, it says printing is disabled by your organization. So I cannot print it. I cannot copy the data. Are you guys clear with this concept?
Yes, that's it.
So this is app protection policy I showed you. Tomorrow we will meet and we'll do the rest. Okay. Thank you. Bye now.